We now return to your regular programming. Urban Mysteries, fact or farce?
Oh, are we rolling? Sorry. Hello. My name is Todd Rotterdale, and I am an investigator of paranormal activity. 7 years ago, I moved to a little place called Port Spring. In this place, my grandfather was killed by a beast. Well, a lot of people say it was a car, but I insist it was a beast. You see, I was looking through my kaleidoscope one day, looking at all those pretty little jewels spinning around, you know, like they do, and then I saw this kind of shape, you know. I mean, I'm used to these little jewels just turning, but I saw something else, a deeper, darker presence. And then I heard a scream, and I lifted my kaleidoscope and saw this horror, and I ran with a fury. Well, not a fury, but more of a fear. A fearfulness that was consuming mostly my bladder. I did pee myself a little bit. But it was a pretty horrendous sight. Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. Anyway, after then, I started doing some research on a little thing called The Thing of Port Spring. We first interviewed Professor Farfalloni from the Prickle Fluff University.
Well, I do admit that my 10 years at Prickle Fluff University and my 5 years at Harvard have not really overqualified me to know such things about zoology, but I do believe that I have a bit or two more sense than some of these researchers in the current area of Port Spring. When I heard about this thing of Port Spring, I thought to myself, that's simply preposterous, because the area already has too many predators, such as wolves and bears and geese, to support any more predators. The predator-to-prey ratio is currently over as it is. They could not support a single more one. When I heard about this, I thought it might be fun to do a movie, but I must get the facts straight. Back to you, Todd.
Well, after this event of my grandfather's death sparked my interest in the Thing of Port Spring, I gathered up some buddies of mine and told them, "Hey, bro pal men, wouldn't it be totally radical if we researched this totally cool thing, dudes?" And they said, "Yeah, bro man, dude guy, that would be so tops." And so, we set out on a great adventure, learning, wondering, finding out all the amazing secrets and facts about the Thing of Port Spring.
Todd, what qualifications do you think you have to lead such a tantalizing investigation as this one?
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I did attend the South Spudville Community College course for 4 days. And during that time, my brain was filled with such knowledge. I felt so powerful that almost as if I could discover anything. And so, in the end, I came to the conclusion that anyone who has a brain, or at least most of a brain like myself, could lead an investigation such as this.
Have you come across any evidence?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have come across quite a few traces of stuff, and even a few things. I've been to many places, talked to a lot of people, and yes, it was a very interesting assortment of stuff that I have done so far. I have found lots of evidence and evidences.
What is your opinion on the Loch Ness Monster?
Well, I believe that the Loch Ness Monster is the father of Bigfoot, and they have a whole family tree that all comes down to the Thing of Port Spring. They are all related, and they are all communicating in an evil syndicate of evil, and they are all trying to destroy grandfathers across the universe.
That is fascinating, Todd.
It is indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed. That's a song I wrote myself. I do quite like it.
Indeed.
So, Professor Farfalloni, have you come across any evidence that can help support the fact that there is indeed no thing of Port Spring?
I have come across evidence.
Would you care to enlighten me on this evidence?
No.
Well, sir, that's kind of what this interview is about. I suppose I could ask you some other questions.
Well, if you insist. Some of the evidence I've come across is video evidence.
I see. Now, how did you happen to capture a video explaining that it does not exist? Seems to me that the only video evidence would be something that showed that it did indeed exist.
Well, I've analyzed other videos that other people have said are the thing in Port Spring. And I have clearly shown that these videos are preposterous.
How have you shown that, Professor?
I have my ways.
Okay.
Some of them are. You see, one video was of a man in a monkey suit, trying to pass himself off as some furry behemoth. And he showed me this video of this furry thing running on a ridge. And I said, well, if I go buy a monkey suit and run on that same ridge, it'll look exactly the same. Which I did. And it looked the same. Thank you.
Well, Professor, I believe that's all I have to ask you for the time being. Because you don't seem in the mood to answer any more of my questions.
I am in a mood to answer any more of your questions if you have any more, sir.
How was your weekend, Professor?
It was good.
Thank you, Professor. What's your name, sir?
Oh, Leonard Jr. the Third.
I see, and have you in fact witnessed activity involving the thing of Port Spring?
Yes.
What sort of activity have you witnessed?
Well, firstly, there's a lot of things in Port Spring, so I've seen a lot of things do things in Port Spring, but this particular thing, yes, I've seen footprints, and I've seen poop, and I've seen bits of hair on branches in the middle of nowhere, and weird scales and tentacles and teeth and all kinds of stuff. And every once in a while, there's a half-drunk beer can by the side of the trail.
This is Madam Nancy Screw, editor of the Port Spring Chronicler. So, Miss Screw, do you indeed believe in the thing of Port Spring?
No,
And why is that?
because it's stupid.
I see. Do you have any reasoning to back up this opinion?
Well, it just looks like a big hairy monkey. Could be a gorilla.
So
Maybe
you
from the zoo or something.
you admit you've seen it, yet you don't believe it exists.
Well, I heard people talk about it.
So I'm still not clear whether you believe it exists or not. I mean, how can you judge that it doesn't exist by what it looks like?
Preposterous!
I just saw the beast this morning. I heard him. He makes all these noises. He likes to imitate animals. He moos like a cow. He squeaks like a duck. He meows like a frog. I mean, he's out here. I saw his fur on this bush. Come on. We're gonna get this exclusive footage right now. This is crazy. This is radical. You see this? This is hard evidence. Some people may think this looks like fluff from a mattress or something, but no. This is hard evidence of the thing of Port Spring. You see this here dead fish? He was out here this evening, snacking on the fish, chomping it up. He swallowed this darn fish whole.
Todd, that fish is totally intact.
Well, I tell you, he was chewing it up. I mean, it may look intact now, but you never know what those beasts do. I mean, maybe he, cut the camera with my friend Professor Farfalloni.
More like acquaintance, really.
Aw, shut up, pal.
Ouch.
Anyway, he doesn't believe in the thing of Port Spring, and I'm like, hooey! It's totally real. It's totally real, and it's rad, dude. Anyway, I've decided to take him out to the woods of the forlorn scariness of Scary Doom, the most cited area of the thing of Port Spring, to prove to him that it does exist.
We've been here for 14 hours. I haven't eaten in over 20. I've had to pee for the last 10. And we haven't seen a scrap of evidence, Todd. Why did I convince you to bring me out here?
I'm telling you, man. It's right. It's. Shh. I can hear it. It's right. It's right there. It's right. It's right. It's 2 feet in front of my face. It's the beast. It's right here. It's right there. It's right. It's right here. Ah! It's got me. It's got me. It's got me.
There's nothing there. Get a grip of yourself. You went to college for 4 days.
It's behind you.
What? No, there's not. There's nothing there.
Oh. Ow! I'm telling you, man, it was there. It
was not.
It was there. It was there. It was like right there. What you're about to see is some hard video evidence that the thing of Port Spring is real. Brace yourselves, because this might get scary. Oh my God, we just saw it. We just saw the beast. That was the beast. Oh my goodness. Did you hear that spooky sound in the background of the video? We took that sound, mixed the syllables in a random order, and played it backwards, and this is what we got.
I am hungry for flesh.
We just presented Madam Nancy Screw with the video and audio evidence of the thing. What is your reaction to this, Nancy? Well, that aggressive slew of profanity pretty much wraps up our show tonight. So what do you think? Is the thing of Port Spring fact or farce? Vote now and send your answers to 12345. The answers are in. It looks like nobody voted. I guess the answer to that will have to stay a mystery. Well, before we go tonight, I'd like to give some shout-outs to Roxanne Pebbles, our geologist on site, Ron Away, our wild animal trainer, and finally our cameraman, Phil Murr. Thank you, and goodbye.